Hello everyone. In this short video I'm going to talk about some activities that we did in the various programs that I worked in to encourage parent involvement or parent engagement. Parent engagement or involvement, whichever word you want to use, can look very differently depending on the program. I worked a lot in military programs and also in military agencies that wanted to provide services to parents in various ways. However, we had a unique population because some parents would be deployed, which means that they were gone from where they normally lived for a certain amount of time. But we still wanted to encourage that their involvement and their participation as much as possible too. So some of these things that I'm going to talk about were done within military centers, but can be done in any centers because we have to remember that our parents each have unique needs. The families have unique needs, and what they're able to do is going to vary based on their situation. So, of course, we always had story times where we would have a surprise reader, and so the kids weren't necessarily sure who was going to come in to read, and so we'd have that weekly in the different classrooms, and it would be a parent that signed up for that particular day that they wanted to come in and be the surprise reader. We might suggest a book that tied to the curriculum that we were doing that week, or the parent might have a favorite book. We had some parents who would want to donate a book, and so they'd read it to the kids, and then it would be donated in the library center. We had some parents who would borrow books, and at the time, this is going to show how old the program was, but it was awesome. Or not how old the program was, but how long ago this kind of was. Because I'm not sure if you can still do it today, but I'm babbling. Anyway, so parents would take the tape recorder home and they take the book and then they would read the book. And then we had a listening center where kids could go and they could put the headphones on and they could listen and follow along with the book. And so it's like, Johnny's dad read this book or Susie's mom read this book. And so we would have those in our listening centers and we'd rotate those out. And we would only keep those there for as long as the child was in the program or in that classroom per se, because, Johnny's dad didn't mean anything to people once Johnny left and went to another classroom. And so that would follow either Johnny along or sometimes we would re-record over and that kind of thing. But the kids love to be able to go over there. And that was also very nice, especially, like I said, if parents were gone for a while. Some parents would be gone for months at a time. And so the child being able to go and hear their dad or their mom read a story because they're gone was always kind of nice. We also, of course, had different meals, special meals that went on. So one thing that we always want to consider, though, you can have muffins with mom or donuts with dad, but then what happens if somebody doesn't have a mom or a dad? And so we were always trying to be a little bit more cautious with that. In the beginning, not so much. But then when we realized that our families were diverse and that we needed to be aware of that, we did start to change things. And so it just might be, muffins this month. So May, we're having muffins. December, it was donuts. We tried to tie it to different things, that kind of, instead of just mom, dad kind of thing. For Father's Day and Mother's Day, we did have special events, but it was for the women in your life, for the men in your life. So if it was an uncle or an older brother or an older sister, again, it wasn't tied specifically to mom, dad. One of the favorite things that we did in this one program, we were able to get some art supplies donated, and we decided we were going to have an art auction. And so I'm going to show you, because this was done with my oldest, who is now a sophomore in college. But you see here, there's 3 different pictures. So I can't really see. Here we go. Okay. There's 3 different pictures that were drawn by 3 different children. And so on the paper, and you can't see it, I'm not showing you, but their names is on the bottom, their first name and their last initial. And so what happened is parents would go and we'd sign a form and it was like a silent auction. And I'm willing to pay $1 for this, or I'm willing to pay $2 for this. And then at the end of the auction, whoever was willing to pay the most won the prize. And so this way they did it with 3 kids, trying to get 3 parents to bid against each other. For some of them, we did have some maximum bids that we didn't want it to go over a certain amount. We did ask that parents be, flexible and not try to get every single thing that your child painted, especially if it was with another child. But we wanted each child to feel valued in that, knowing that one of their paintings or their drawings was bought by somebody. And some of these went for like 50 cents. Some of them went for $10. I mean, it really depended. There was different size, different shapes of the canvases. Some was just done on regular paper. Some teachers put it like on blocks and stuff. And so, you might have a block on your desk that was decorated by a child, that kind of thing. So it took a little bit of time, took some planning. We just did that once a year because it did take a lot of time to do that. But we let parents know up front. Another thing that they were able to do if they couldn't pay, because again, you want to be cautious of your parents, is that they could donate time. So that time could be as simple as, can you help us find these books? Or can you come in? We had times available on the weekend. Can you come in and help us organize the library? Or can you come in and help us sanitize these toys? Or things like that. So it wasn't always money that they had to do. But we really wanted parents to be encouraged. We had newsletters that went out. We asked for, if you know about events that are going on the weekend that are coming up, can you let us know so we can let other parents know? We really, really tried to keep the lines of communication open. Of course, we had the teddy bears or the dolls, kind of depended on the subject. That was going home and they, spent a weekend with Susie's family or the night with Johnny's family, whatever, however it was done in the classroom. And then they would come back and talk about what they did and that kind of thing. So the idea with involving parents is that you just really need to be flexible and know that there's not just one way. Some parents will be able to donate money, others will be able to donate time, others won't be able to donate either one, money or time, but they can tell you about resources that they know. Others might be able to drop off something but not be able to spend time there. And so you just want to offer that flexibility. Others might just be able to, say good morning in the morning and good evening in the evening, and they don't have time afterwards. But you just want to be flexible. You want to make sure that you're not focusing on one group over another, or you're making parents feel like they can't participate because they don't meet that exact meaning. So for instance, if you have muffins for mom, but I only have a dad, then how does my dad participate in that? And so you don't want to necessarily, make somebody feel like they're not welcomed, because I'm sure that's not going to be your purpose, but we just, you want to think about those kind of things. So if you have any other questions about parent involvement, just let me know.